Welcome back. 2024 NXL Major League Paintball Lone Star Major. I'm Matty Marshall here with Todd Martinez and Rich Telford, two Hall of Famers. Tell me call this next set. It's going to be Legion taking the field for the first time here at this event. Tampa Bay Damage, untouchable against Infamous. Shutout 6-0 victory for them in their first match. They are warmed up and warmed up nicely. Also in this set, we're going to see Aftermath, fourth place at the first event for the first time here at this event. And then also Uprising, close 1-point loss for them against Houston Heat in overtime. So already in a must-win situation here for Uprising. Legion, Damage, about to go down here in this first point. Todd, Legion, Damage, what does Legion need to do after watching Damage completely destroy Infamous?
Well, I'm actually really excited to watch this game because we practiced the Russian Legion on Wednesday at Giant Party Sports in Texas here. And they were super aggressive. You know, they definitely have that mindset of they want to attack, and play as many points as possible. They're definitely going to attack the middle. They did a good job of shooting bodies on the break. They get one here. Looks like Karslev caught a bounce going out to the Dorito side, but Kirill is up in the middle. That's where we saw him all day, up in that spot. Malloy was playing the snake side. He already is in the snake right now, in snake 2. Damage up the middle.
Yeah, 2 bodies have come off early for Tampa Bay, so it's a 3-on-5 situation in favor of the Legion. Malloy going to get all the way up. No one in front of him. Get all the way to snake 4. And Kirill did a little tactical retreat. Was out the wedge at 50 and went back to the brick.
As soon as they found him, he repositioned. I love Kirill at the middle, and I love Malloy over here in the snake. J-Rab backing him up in the snake tower. That's a really powerful package over here. Sergey playing slow on the D side.
So Malloy now here onto Damage's side. He's blocked out that little mini wall. Got to be careful for Alexander Burtnikoff, a.k.a. Malloy.
Well, and as the wind picks up, you know, some of the bunkers are kind of shifting out there. So usually when you're going through the snake, you got to be really careful about not hitting any of the notches because you don't want to give away your position. But as the wind picks up, that might not be as much of an issue.
Yeah, we have some weather approaching.
Yeah, 5-on-3 advantage here for the Red Legion as they press into Tampa Bay Damage's side of the field.
I wonder if J-Rab knows that there's a body at that brick.
It does not appear so.
Yeah, J-Rab's going to run right into a gun, so that's going to cost him a body. So it's a 4-on-3 now.
That's
and then here comes
Agent
Smith
around.
again. Agent Smith comes through, a little 2-pack. Agent Smith trying to turn this one around. Malloy's going to get the crossfield shot, so we'll see if Smith can pick up Malloy. Yeah, so here comes Malloy. He's going to launch. He gets eaten up, though, as good damage control from that back corner bunker for Damage.
Yeah, Kirill just didn't communicate where that body was. Looks like a 2-on-2 right now.
Where's the second Damage player?
Up at the 50 in the center.
Gotcha, at the Hertz.
And
and Rainey gets the kill on Sergey over here.
So it's just Karslev into D4. So Rainey Stanzik and Brian Smith saving this point. Well, at least it's a 1-on-1 now. And Brian does not know that Karslev's there, so Karslev's going to run through and get the drop in on Smith. What a beautiful job in the chaos. Incredibly chaotic point from both teams, but Karslev head on a swivel, knew where Smith was. Smith had no idea where Karslev was. It was a 2-on-2, but Rainey threw his body away. You can see the frustration as Rainey's walking off. And then Smith also had a little 2-pack to really kind of start breaking things open for Damage.
That was a very entertaining point. Thank you, both teams.
Yeah, Smith must have had
couldn't keep up.
His invisibility cloak on up there because, I mean, I don't know how many people ran right past him. But I'm pretty sure Kirill knew he was there because when Smith was in the Dorito side wedge, Kirill went into the snake side wedge, got noticed, and then crawled back to the Hertz bunker. You know, at that point, Kirill's got to start yelling, hey, you know, center's hot, center's hot, center's hot. But J-Rab didn't know. Malloy definitely didn't know. And that was almost going Damage's way instead of the Russian Legion winning a 1-on-2. Karslev goes down to that Dorito side.
Yeah, that was a wild point. Thought for a sec Malloy was going to steal it, but then Rainey stopped him, and it looked like Smith was going to steal in the middle.
Malloy didn't see Rainey sneak out to the corner, so when Malloy pushed forward, Rainey just came up and caught him.
Jumping into point number 1 with Aftermath and Uprising. Aftermath starting from the red side in the red and black, and then all black jerseys for Uprising. They'll be losing their body at the tower to start things out, so good break here for ASG Aftermath. Oh, another body coming off right now for Uprising.
5-on-3 for Aftermath, and no one on the field, snake side of the field for Uprising. So Aftermath is going to go right down the snake. Looks like maybe Cousin.
Borromeo with a big fill all the way to the tower.
Yeah, poor zone control there from Aftermath.
Yeah, they let him spread the field slightly, though, but...
In a 5-on-3, no less.
But here comes Castro all the way on. They're actually on their side in the middle and here in the snake side. There goes Olsen, gets peeled off in the middle. Castro's trying to find the body in front of him.
Yeah, Castro almost got shot on the Dorito from the cross.
And here comes Grayson. He's going to go finish off that Dorito corner. Good first point here for Aftermath.
Aftermath running 2 full lines. Only team running 2 separate lines. They did it at the first event and had some success.
Harder to scout.
Top 4.
And way fresher, right? If you can pull it off.
Now Legion, opposite for Legion. Pretty much going to see a steady dose of just 5 bodies all tournament long for Legion.
Might be a good side for Karslev, looks like.
Yeah, I mean, Malloy is doing a really good job of getting in the snake. Kirill's been attacking that middle super hard from both sides of the field. J-Rab, steady, good communicator, you know, kind of really the piece that they needed with Smotrov being absent for the past couple years now. And then, you know that 1-2 punch of Karslev and Sergey over on that Dorito side's coming at you hot and heavy all the time.
Lots of good teams at Giant Sports Party last weekend for that practice?
That was just us. We had the whole place to ourselves.
Oh, nice.
Giovanni rolled out the red carpet for us. You know,
Classic
we
Gio. Classic
walked
Gio.
on it. You know, straight to our nice private field.
Air conditioned.
AC was blowing. You know, we had a cooler full of cold drinks, assortment of cold drinks.
Sounds amazing. We
Shout out
tried
to-
to get out there. We couldn't get.
Shout out to Giant Party Sports, SC Village, no doubt. There's J-Rab right there. Kirill, Sergey, Karslev.
Yeah, that's, again, we're just going to see these 5 bodies for Legion until one of them can't go.
Which is probably never. Those guys are in pretty good shape.
Yeah, and it's interesting, too, because they want to run a lot of points. They
Yeah.
want their theory is, hey, we feel we're better than you, more points we play, more chances we have to win.
Yeah.
It's just an interesting strategy running 5 guys. It's great if those 5 guys have the cardio to go that whole time. And it's a pretty tough 5. Those guys are pretty solid. They don't have to take too many
And
reps.
you're right, though. Their mentality, right, that we want to play as many points as we can against you because we think we're better. On one hand, that's definitely the right mentality, right? Poker's the same thing. If you think you're a better poker player, you play as many hands as you can because you think you're going to win. But if you're playing as many hands as you win and you only have 5 guys, you're putting yourself in a really tough situation, right? It's more like a 6 or 7 guy rotation you'd like to go with in that format.
Well, you know, we do know that they have guys that they like to plug in. You know, the Leopard King over here.
They got lots of
Not
athletes
the
on the
Leopard King,
bench.
the Tiger King.
Yeah,
They
Tiger
got
King.
Shooter McDarby. You know, he comes
I'm
over here
looking
to
at him right
snake out
now.
a little bit.
Quadzilla, McDarby.
Yep. And, you know, a couple
Eddie.
other guys that they
Yeah.
have on their roster. So,
Yeah, Kulagin, we call him the Tiger King because he wears that head wrap. He gets a decent amount of spins. We saw McDarby maybe a couple times at the first event.
Yeah.
But it was more Kulagin than, or Kuzmin, sorry.
Kuzmin.
So on the breakout, Karslev tried to jump over a lane, not able to do it though. So first to strike's going to be damage. 5-on-4 situation here in favor of Tampa Bay. Kirill's going to go right to that 50 brick, and here comes Smith to match him.
Yeah, even as well as the Red Legion played the first point, it's going to be very hard to beat Tampa Bay damage on this field if you're down on bodies. If you cannot survive the breakout against Tampa Bay damage and you have to play them down on bodies, they're going to be a tough team to beat out here.
Tampa Bay gliding into D2.
Wow,
as
you
well.
see Malloy? He just crawled from the tower into the snake.
that he did.
So creative.
With 2 bodies heads up.
Why didn't you
They're
think of that,
nice.
Todd?
I didn't until I watched it yesterday, and then I thought about it then, and I was like, wow, you can do that.
Well, that's the first time I've seen it. I'm thinking about it now.
Another body coming out, 2 more. So both J-Rab and Sergey Sinaiskov are going to be taking the walk.
And
for
Keith Brown
Legion.
sees the guys leaving the field and makes the fill off of that, Matt. He goes into Snake 3 right from that Snake Tower.
Yeah, it's
Tampa
looking-
Bay damage in complete control here.
Yeah, they're a big high body situation for them. Should be able to tie this one up. They just got to find Malloy and Kirill. I mean, Malloy and Kirill are in good spots and zoned up, but it does look like Tampa Bay knows where they are. Yeah, sure enough, there goes the kill from Keith Brown. Ooh, but Keith, I didn't know that Malloy was up that far, and he crawled right into Malloy's gun. So Malloy alive over here, but then Malloy, good zone control for damage as they're going to take Malloy out. You see he tries to get past that 50.
He shot Rainy, Matt.
Yeah, Smith's still alive, though,
They don't
out
know
there
where he's
for... Oh, Malloy is still alive. I thought he
Yeah.
got caught for a second. The referee went
He
in
was
to
yelling
check
at
him out.
Rainey, and Malloy thought he was yelling at him. Oh, Malloy gets caught now
Yeah.
on the ref from Jason Edwards.
Jason Edwards knew where he was, so a little bit of chaos again. So Malloy shaking his head, didn't know that Jason Edwards was still alive in that spot. Smith was being crafty up that middle. Some bodies did draw for Tampa Bay with the,
On that D side.
yeah, with Malloy over here. But we got ourselves
Malloy's
a tie game.
dangerous. Malloy's dangerous in there, Matty.
Yeah, we have certain rules on New York Extreme for certain players, and he's one of the certain players that we have rules for. And you don't it's like Tyler, you don't gunfight him, right? You get one snap on him. If you don't shoot him, then you just hide and scream. Otherwise, you're going to lose a lot of gunfights.
Absolutely. You see what I mean, though? The Russians are ready to let it fly. You know what I mean? They shoot to 5, they let it fly. They're going to run out to that Dorito corner. Made it out there the first time, got bounced. You saw the aerial move over there by Karsliv that time.
Trying to get over the line. Yeah.
Literally ran out about halfway there, jumped in the air.
Over a stream of paint.
Over a stream of paint.
Didn't get high enough,
The problem was that he didn't flip, right? If he'd have jumped and then front flipped, he might have made it.
Circa Fedorov, 2008, Hollywood Sport. I mean, at the Wild World of Sports in Florida, jumping over that line to get to the corner every point. Like, how do you run, shoot, and jump over the line of paint?
So jumping into point number 2, ASG Aftermath. 1-point lead. Uprising, it's like a 5-on-5 break here, so neither team losing a body, but Uprising lets Aftermath get out wide and get into the snake early. So
advantage here for Aftermath. And again, not being too critical of Uprising, but one of the mistakes Uprising did was once they survive the breakout, they don't reposition. They do now go from back center to the small temple snake side. I like that, but way better than sitting in that back center out of play.
Yeah.
So I think this is Morris making the move up into the 50 brick for Aftermath. Missouric into snake 1.
Aftermath did do a good job of being patient. You know, if they were able to make it wide, which they are now, you know, they would play inside, cover the middle, you know, shoot lots of paint for guys, you know, trying to make those secondary moves up the middle. They shoot one out of the snake side tower, or maybe the back center comes walking off.
Tower.
Graham Arnold, he dips out there to the Dorito side corner now to match up with Aftermath.
Yeah, if Aftermath doesn't, he gets him. Aftermath dropping a body here.
Olsen's going to crawl. Aftermath drops Morris out of the middle. So Olsen's in that center structure all by himself. He does have Borromeo right behind him, though. So good position for Borromeo. He's at the mini wall, and here he's going to get eaten to crawl up into the snake 4 position.
Aftermath dropping another body here, snake side, Matty.
No, I think they still
that same guy. Sorry, just I'm walking off.
They have 4 across the field, and they're in good spots, but they are in the backfield, except for snake 1.
Great snap down the snake.
Oh, Missouric. They can eat and pay.
Gets another one.
There's a little 2-pack here from Missouric.
Yep.
Oh, man, nice job by Missouric in here. Now he's going to move up. Did a lot of damage already from Snake 1. He's looking for this other body. It's Borromeo in front of him. I don't think he knows exactly where he is. I think he just found him and get the comms crossfield.
Yeah, 4 on 2 here, Matty.
Huge work right there by Missouric to get 2 bodies off this side, looking to get this 3-pack as Borromeo tries to come to the middle.
Makes it clean.
That was actually a pretty good move.
Missouric rolling dice, finds Borromeo, stitches him up in the back. Borromeo did get a kill, though.
Borromeo did him a favor by going into that
kills.
spot.
Yeah,
2 on 1 now.
I think Borromeo might have got both those guys. I don't think it's going to matter, though, as Missouric trying to put the finishing touches on a little 4-pack for him if he gets his last kill.
Yeah, great little point from Missouric here.
Here comes Marothi behind him.
Got the double stack, but they're kind of lined up, though.
Marothi putting a lot of pain on that D1 position. Marothi now going to spread the field.
Oh, 101.
Oh, Missouric not able to complete the 4-pack, 3 kills. Still, though, puts Marothi in, I believe, a 1-on-1 situation right now.
Graham Arnold, can he pull this back?
Graham,
kind of his specialty, right?
Yeah, we've seen Graham for a long time be really good in these spots. He's the last player left alive many times. Or Uprising.
Those Doritos like that are a little hard to play. But so is the snake bunker.
Well, and if you're Marothi and you can shoot Graham Arnold in this situation, it's a big morale boost.
Yep. Interesting choice of bunkers, though, there for a 1-on-1. Graham sees that he made a mistake, going to that corner and presses the advantage.
Oh, but it looks like they trade.
Wow.
No point. Graham Arnold and Marothi going to be trading out here.
Great for Graham Arnold, though, right? 2-on-1. Goes to a trade out.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Shot Missouric, who was feasting, and then gets in that 1-on-1 with, and yeah, I mean, in a 1-on-2, if you get a no point, hey man, that's not bad.
That's a win, right?
Yeah. So score will stay 1-0, and those teams will start from the same side. If a point is won, teams will switch sides. If there's a no point, they stay on the same side. And now we're going to see Legion, Tampa Bay Damage, tie ball game. If you're just joining us, thank you so much for joining us here at the second stop on the Major League Paintball Tour. A little outside of Dallas, Texas. And Damage completely destroyed Infamous in their first match. A 6-0 shutout Mercy Rule victory for Tampa Bay. So they warmed up nicely, locked with Legion.
See, Damage can win from the pocket, or if they got to get outside. I love their confidence.
There he goes again.
Drops 2. Damage drops 2. 5-on-3 advantage for Red Legion as Molloy runs and shoots into Snake 1, gets eliminated.
Kirill running and gunning up to that wedge, goes past the 50, but he's taken out.
3-on-3 now. Red Legion kind of squandering this 5-point, two-body advantage.
Yeah,
Went
they
from
were
a
coming.
5-on-3 to a 3-on-3.
They're coming no matter what. 3 times in a row, Karslev runs out to that Dorito. Did the hop again successfully this time. And now is sitting in Dorito 3.
But he goes out there again.
Yeah, it puts Legion in a really good spot. Yeah, 3-on-3, but with Karslev in D3,
Better field position.
much better field position.
And from what I heard in practice, that's kind of what they were doing. They were okay losing bodies as long as they got some real estate.
Get outside wide and get up the field.
Yeah. Oh, they get an elimination out of back center, 3-on-2 advantage from Red Legion, and that's because they had that real estate on the D side, Matt.
Yeah, they got Jacob out of that back center, which is always huge.
What I really appreciate about the Edwards brothers is that their weight is not very close right now, so I can tell which one is which, right? Jason's on the thinning.
Sergey's going to back up to the Dorito 1.
Oh, good fill out to the corner there. Damage.
And a good fill out from Sergey, too, like Todd was saying. Now that has J-Rab by himself over here on the Snake side. No one putting any pressure on. J-Rab is going to run all the way up and dodges the stream to get into Snake 4. That forces a reaction from Keith Brown, who's able to make it out wide here Snake side.
Great fill to the corner from Keith.
Yeah, uses the speed, his burst speed to get out there clean. Chad Bougere also able to make it out wide into D1. So it's still 3-on-2. Still better field position for Legion, but Damage with those couple moves out spread the field nicely. Karslev going to get past the 50 onto Damage's side into their Doritos.
If you were Tampa Bay Damage, though, and you wanted to have pick 2 spots to hold off 3 Red Legion players, those 2 corners would be those spots.
J-Rab up over the top of the 50 Snake.
Yeah, just trying to figure out how he can put some pressure across the field to the D side.
He is able to crawl up, though, because, again, those back bunkers are in set. It's a soft corner. You cannot control the sideline from that back spot on the Snake side.
J-Rab really trying to work to get that cross shot on the D side.
Yeah, Chad is focusing here, Snake side. Keith focusing on that D side. Call that, the crossing it up. And then here comes J-Rab. He should have an angle on Chad Bougere, but misses with his first stream. Good reflexes from Chad as he dodges those balls to get back in, stay alive in that back corner. D1, he's actually going to move up now. Gets into D2, smaller bunker.
Chad.
And then here comes Karslev flying down the field. Chad is going to take the walk. Keith is going to launch. Now here comes Keith as he runs right at Malloy. And they trade. Sergey is alive. Karslev also alive. Karslev dives in, hits that buzzer. Let's take a slight lead, 8-10 on the clock.
This is going to be a good match, boys.
It's been a great one so far.
So that's great timing right there. The move up the field by Chad Bougere is a tough one, right? Because you have 2 bodies in front of you on that side of the field. So as soon as you make up, Karslev saw him dive in and then instantly launched. But the good heads-up play that you can a lot of times make is the move that Keith Brown did. As soon as the action goes down on the other side, Keith Brown got up and tried to run down J-Rab. There's a lot of times where you get away with that, you bunker your guy, and now you have this whole side to yourself.
Yeah, it was the right move at the right time. It's just not always going to work out because it's still not a high percentage play.
Correct.
As a coach, that's what I preach, right? I don't care if it works or not. If you're trying to do the right thing at the right time in the game based on what's going on, then you did the right thing, right? It doesn't always work out.
That's all you can ask for.
Yeah.
So Keith did the right thing at the right time, but yeah, what can you say? Sometimes, kid makes a good move, it still won't work out sometimes.
Yeah. But if you have that paintball book, right, of analytics of situations that you end up in, if you're in a 2-on-3, that's the move you make when you're 1-on-1 on that side.
Especially if you have Keith's speed.
Yes.
So jumping back into this next one here, as it was a no point, so ASG Aftermath still on the blue side. Uprising on the red side. Uprising getting checked out, trying to spread the field to D1. Looks like he's going to be taking the walk, and they lose this other body here.
3-on-5 advantage for Aftermath.
Yeah, Daniel taking the walk. So just 3 bodies left alive. Current in here for Uprising and tucked in the pocket. Aftermath throwing a body away, though.
Yeah, he went up the gut, got caught.
Trujillo walking off for Aftermath. Looks like it's a 4-on-4 right now.
But it looks like Castro slipped into the snake, and I don't think anybody knows he's there because he's only 1 foot tall.
Yeah, Castro. No one knows that Castro's in the snake.
They'll know once he starts assassinating these guys, but right now they have no clue that there's a 1 foot tall assassin crawling down their snake.
Well, he's blocked out from that position. He can't shoot Olsen from that spot. And then Uprising also getting out wide here as that was going down.
That couldn't have gone any better for Uprising.
Right?
Castro is just about to come up and assassinate 2 guys, and both those guys repositioned.
Okay, he's going to get the free kill on Olsen. He's probably going to get the kill crossfield on Arnold, but he's probably going to get dunked on by Shane.
Oh.
Ooh, Castro switches gun around at the exact time to trade out with Shane Howell. Oh. He did not get the crossfield kill on Graham, but he did shoot Olsen inside. So a little 2-pack with that nice move from Castro.
Did you see how close Castro's barrel was to Shane's head?
Yeah.
That was scary.
Yeah, skirt.
2 on none for Aftermath. As soon as they figure out the count, they'll go and hit this button. Oh, 3 on 1. Sorry, 3 on none.
Well, Grayson ran down, finished off that last player. Good job by Grayson. Now he's waving at everyone. Everyone's dead. Hey, boys, we did it.
This is exactly how it went in practice. You know, Castro would get in the snake, get down, kill a bunch of people, and then there was the lone survivor on the Dorito side. That's when Grayson would come running down and try and go bunker that guy.
Yeah, I think this is, we're talking about intelligent D-side players that could thrive on a layout like this. Grayson Gladstone's in that conversation.
It's all about that timing. And there we have Wayne.
And there's Grayson, yeah. In the pits right now. The Aftermath. 7th at World Cup 2023. 4th at the first event in Vegas. They are on the upward. They got the upward momentum, especially for such a young squad.
Does he go to the Dorito corner, guys?
Yes, of course.
Does he do the jump?
Does he jump? He might go Dorito too.
Maybe they adjust it for him. Oh, he doesn't go.
Up. So we're talking about Karslev for Legion. Holds up. They double up that back center. J-Red might be taking the walk.
Yeah, he got that bounce shot in the back center.
No penalty assessed.
Keith Brown in the snake for damage. Tampa Bay damage up 1 body here. 4 on 5 advantage for Tampa Bay damage as Keith Brown goes into snake 3.
Malloy does the crawl again. So he's crawling from that tower across. No one else is making that move. And then he goes right into snake 2.
Because you have no idea he's there when he gets in there, right?
Looks like Kirill going to be taking the walk, though, from the South Electronics tower. So down to just 3 bodies here for Legion, Tampa Bay. High body situation for them again.
Yeah, they need the 2 Red Legion players in the back need to stay alive long enough for Malloy to do his damage. They both get good fills out to the Snakeside Tower in Sergey, and Karslov gets out to that D1. Still 5 on. Oh, damage loses their first player, Maddie. 4 on 3 advantage.
Keep seeing bodies walk out of that can.
That's why we call it the can of death, which is funny because in practice it wasn't that bad, or maybe I wasn't paying attention. Malloy taking a big bite in that snake, getting right in front of Keith here. Man, this is a good little battle here, boys. 2 of the best guys in the world, 4 or 5 feet away from each other. They know where Malloy's at now. Keith is set up for him.
I don't think Malloy knows that that center body is there, but he's going to find out real quick. As Brian Smith. Oh, but Brian Smith didn't know that Karslev came on the inside. Here comes Keith Brown. He's going to get rid of Malloy.
But gets caught by Sergey. Kirill repositions. I mean, Karslev repositions, but so does Sergey. Jason gets caught. Point Red Legion. Wow. Guys, this is a good match.
It's a really good match. It's going back and forth, but Legion does have a 2-point lead with 6-12. We'll see how much time's left on the clock here.
And based on how well Damage played that first match, I thought they'd have a big advantage coming in here. Already playing the field once, right? Coming in hot, and then I'm very surprised by Red Legion doing as well as they are.
I mean, with that roster, I'm not surprised, but it's a good sign if you're a Legion fan.
For sure.
Playing scrappy right now. I love the Malloy and the Snake. Karslev's just relentless over there on that, on that D side. So they just got a lot of threats. And then Kirill's really been pushing the issue in that middle as well, too. I like that they held Karslev up, though, because if they just send him every single time, people are going to, And then same with Malloy. Malloy's getting crafty. He's done twice now where he starts at the tower.
I love that.
Hits the deck and crawls into Snake 1. No one else has done that.
Sergey's also doing a good job of staying alive and being the kind of clutch guy to help close out the side or keep the side from falling.
Yeah, so it looks like Tampa Bay with their big score.
Just going to ride that margin out.
Yeah, or at least take a little bit of time off the clock, right? So even if Legion does continue to run away with it, they just won't have enough time to put it on there. But I'm surprised that Legion isn't hitting the buzzer. Like, yeah, they have the lead, right? But if it's like we talked about, if you see another team with a blowout win and you have the momentum, but these points are close. They're not murdering damage at all. I mean, it's been very close points.
But that kind of sets the tone, right? If someone 6-0 somebody, then every match you play, you're like, hey, what's our margin? Yeah, we need like 2 more points. We need like 2 or 3 more points per match.
So I'm wondering, one, how long that either one of these teams is going to let this play out. Is Karslev just going to be content to take the 2-point win? I mean, I doubt he's going to sit here for 5 minutes. And then with damage, would damage be content to take? I mean, they're in these points. It's not like they're out of this game.
I don't think you can take a loss on a margin and just assume you're okay in your second match.
I agree. I'm just throwing it out there just for sake of conversation because we may have 4 minutes and 40
Obviously,
seconds.
Joey's way smarter, so maybe he's got some master strategy, but I would be very concerned with that.
If Joey lets this game end 3-1, right, then he still finishes the day
Plus
with a
four.
+4.
1-1 +4.
But, I mean,
With Notorious and Diesel to play tomorrow.
yeah, you don't want to give yourself a chance to win this one, you know? Like,
He's going to hit. They toweled it.
there it is. Maybe Joey just wanted some time to talk about it.
Or just being smart, like kind of halfway each way, right? Like, hey, I'm going to burn a little time, right, so that we kind of save our margin, but I'm also going to play the game in case we score a couple of points and we get back in this match. I think that's probably the better of the two options.
Yeah, so, nah, it's smart. I mean, if you're damage, that makes sense. Burn a little bit of clock off. You already have that huge win. And then, and if you're Legion, that makes some sense too. Because most important for Legion in their first game is to solidify the victory.
The win,
regardless of margin.
What do you tell if you're Joey? What are you telling your team right now?
What am I telling them? I'm saying, look, we're in all these points. You know, we're going blow for blow with this team. Obviously, Legion looks pretty good. One, I need a little bit more tight play because they're losing a couple bodies, and try to stay alive on the break. Now, jumping back in here with Aftermath up by 2 over Uprising.
I would also mention that there's a little Russian that's very dangerous crawling from that tower into the snake, and if anybody could just shoot that gap occasionally, that'd be great.
But I don't know if they're seeing him. If they're seeing him do it, so
They're not seeing it on the field, but they're seeing it in the pits, right? So they can make that adjustment from the pit.
If they are seeing it. So, but right now, looks like neither team being proactive on the attack.
Uprising first up the gut.
Yeah, Uprising needs to as they're down 2.
David Ramirez with the big fill out of the back center to the snake corner.
That was smart, too, because as he saw his guy getting shot and going out, he used him to help block that gap, that lane going out there.
And they lost Mazurik out of that back corner. It's a good fill by David.
Ramirez over the top, putting pressure inside.
And they got that kill on Uprising in the middle.
Yeah, that was Ramirez.
Here comes Morris. That's a good shot by David. And then now Morris is going to go to work for Aftermath. Middle of the field, he's at the 50.
Yeah, I'd like to see Ramirez slip into the snake here for Aftermath. There he goes. Uprising also in snake 1. Good little battle here.
Yeah, good fill by David to get in there.
Oh, here goes the move up the middle for Aftermath into the Hertz bunker on Uprising side of the field. I don't think anyone knows he's there yet. As soon as he shoots his gun, though, they're going to know he's there. Good communication from Ramirez in Snake 1, called Snake 3.
Yeah, Borromeo.
Oh, 2 deaths. 1 for Uprising, 1 for Aftermath.
Actually, 2 deaths.
Oh, another one.
Yeah, 2 deaths for Uprising.
So Aftermath, another body advantage here.
Still 3 out there for Uprising right now. It's a 3-on-3 situation. Both teams with the body and snake. Yeah, a little bit better field position here with Uprising as those 2 bodies for ASG, backfield and on the D side. Got a body with Ramirez on an island in the snake 2.
Yeah. Both players with one guy in the can of death there. That's the first guy I would be trying to get out of that position.
Yeah, Scotty Knight. I mean, he's tucked in as much as he possibly can, but he's the whitest body over there. And we see a lot of that. Guys are getting in these cans, just taking a knee, trying to stay alive as much as they can.
Center player for Uprising, probing, trying to go back and forth between the Hertz bunker and the 2 wings, trying to find out where he can find an advantage out here. David Ramirez trying to find how to get him eliminated.
I don't know. David Ramirez knows that he's got a guy in the snake with him. The way he's played that.
Yeah, he's been looking inside pretty much the whole time.
Well, he's been coming out a little bit wide, leaving his body out down the wire. I think somebody just told him.
Yeah, but the Uprising guy's also been in the Snake 1 inside almost the whole game. Now looking at it on the tape for the first time, both Aftermath and Uprising players. Yeah, David Ramirez needs to go forward a few notches so he can put more pressure on the can, right, the rear side can, and eliminate that player because he's hanging out pretty wide on the Snake side because the pressure he's getting from the D side.
Like what we've been seeing out of Ramirez over here on this side.
Yeah,
they have a lead. He made a nice fill out when Mazurik died. Good move into Snake 1, into Snake 2. He's on an island. He's playing smart.
Got a kill.
Got a kill. Yeah.
Uprising now attacking from that can all the way into D3.
But Ramirez definitely needs to stay alive. You can see there's the angle he's looking at right now. Uprising getting out of the way into D3. Still with that body in the middle.
Well, the nice thing about staying back in Snake 2 like that is you're not exposed to the bounce shots that you're exposed to from your Snake 3 into their Snake 3.
Who's got the ball, Rich?
I think it's the D player for either team.
Yeah, well, I mean, with the lead, Aftermath, you can see their D side is pretty much thinking defense right now. Because they're just zoned into their spots, locking up. Ramirez yelling crossfield. Some good communication.
You don't want to lose a guy on the wire, right?
Nope.
If you're Uprising, you got to win this point. You're down 2-0 with 5 minutes on the clock. You don't want to lose a guy down the wire. I think Alex Borromeo is the guy that maybe needs to take a chance to try and get Ramirez out of the snake. Because if he can get Ramirez out of the snake, then Uprising will have a body over here with no contest. He'll be able to crawl all the way to the end with still that body on the Dorito side to.
Well, he had a big window earlier where the D was wrapping to contain that side, and nobody was looking this way. He definitely could have gone.
Well, I think it's Holland, because if he can get close enough to trade out with David and keep Borromeo, but Borromeo, for him to make that move, he has to run through this big gap where D1 has just been zoned up on this pretty much the entire time. He's going back and forth a little bit, but I think Holland has to find a way to work up. It's just hard because Ramirez is doing a good job of keeping him contained in Snake 2.
Yeah. Either way, they got to talk it out, figure it out.
I mean, Borromeo has
Trying to
played
get
about
some help.
4 or 5 different spots up that middle. He's trying to find
But
a way to crack through the zone.
The weakest player positionally here is the player for Aftermath in the can, right? So if you can get some coordination between your Dorito attacker and your Snake attacker to both attack that can, eliminate him, and then he can go run down Ramirez free, right?
Yeah,
And leave you got in a 2-on-1 over there on the Dorito side tape.
Yeah, Jordan's in a tough spot. Those cans are tough to play. So time starting to tick off the clock, though, here. 3:34. Again, Uprising did drop their first one. It was a close loss in overtime against Houston Heat, nonetheless. So you do not want to go 0-2 on day one.
They got off. No one's watching over Ramirez again. Now they turn the gun back.
Yeah, Borromeo getting very creative, putting the pinch here on Ramirez. And this is good. This should allow Holland to get up the field a little bit.
Yeah,
Borromeo
Holland
is
now.
forcing Ramirez to deal with them to help protect himself, to go back and forth. So nothing is stopping Holland. I mean, he has to worry about the shot getting dipped in. Oh, and he wins this. So Holland wins the gunfight down the sideline here. And that is really going to help out Uprising's chances in this point and keep this game close.
Good teamwork there from Uprising.
Yeah, puts Jordan in a really tough spot. And he's going to get pinched out of that can.
3-on-1 now. Aftermath losing their last player over there on that D side. Holland with a big point there.
Hey, good job, Scotty Knight, Borromeo, and Holland.
Yeah, they definitely needed that one right there.
Yeah, great kill on Ramirez. I believe that was Holland down the sideline. And now it's a 1-point game. About 2.5 minutes left.
And that was Aftermath's point to lose, right? They won the breakout. They took the key positions. They just didn't go anywhere after they took the key spots. They didn't coordinate offensively. There's a 4-on-3 there for a little bit.
So definitely still a chance for Uprising to tie this one up. Try to avoid going 0-2 on day one. This is Aftermath's first match. And now Legion and Damage with a little bit of that time burnt off. Still a 2-point spread. What is Damage going to do to answer? And again, just cannot throw away that big, huge point, positive point differential that they got with that Mercy Rule win over Infamous in game one.
Wind's starting to pick up here a little bit.
Yeah, we do have some weather approaching.
Malloy, Snake on the break, gets shot. 4-on-5 advantage for Damage.
Yeah, this is a big opportunity for Damage now with Malloy off the field and in a slightly high body situation.
Krill goes right into the Hertz bunker on Damage's side of the field.
Yeah, but then he gets just absolutely decimated by Rainey.
Possible penalty coming on Damage. Damage on Jason Edwards. 3-on-3.
Kirill got what he wanted out of that. But also now Rainey's in that same spot. If they can figure out he's there.
Yeah, they have no idea Rainey's there. If Rainey gets his first shot, it's going to be big.
Yeah, Rainey not touching that bunker. He checks off on that D side, now goes Snake side because Jarab's at that insert as Karslev fills out into, I think that actually is not Karslev. Karslev? Can't see.
2-on-2.
The trade. Oh, but there goes Karslev.
Yeah.
Going to run right into Rainey's
Karslev.
gun.
That was nice of him. 2-on-1 advantage Damage. And 2-on-0 advantage Damage.
Hey, Rainey getting it done there. The attack up the middle.
Bonus ball and J-Rab off the field.
completely clean.
Rainey a little unsure of the count, just making sure here. Still has some time. So checks off, gonna run and hit the buzzer. So about 3 minutes left to go, 1-point game.
Yeah, and with the lead there, Red Legion didn't need to flood into Rainey's guns, right? It was a 3-on-3. All they've got to do is stay alive there, find out where the bodies are, go get Rainey out the field, based on which way he's looking, and get right back in that point. But they continued that offensive attack even though they didn't know where the bodies were, clearly.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can say bonus balled him off the field.
No.
If he only shot him like once.
No, well, he turned his gun to shoot at an eliminated player as they walked off the field, not like he was walking him off the field. Sorry, I apologize.
Okay.
I don't mean to offend any old school guys out there. I apologize. He definitely didn't walk him off the
He's
field.
getting soft in his old age.
He is, dude. I'm just like, come on, man. What is that?
Thank you for
Oh
pointing
my
it out.
gosh.
Thank you for pointing it out and allowing me to, recalibrate myself. I appreciate your
Thank you.
criticism.
Yeah, normally I'm listening to you up here and you're just like, why did he not just pull out a knife and chop that guy's head off?
Well, I
Or
mean,
even
if the
looking at him.
situation demands it.
So ASG Aftermath up by 1 right now. Again, Aftermath running 2 lines, getting production out of that entire roster. They're going to keep doing it until it stops working.
Trujillo's been going up that middle on this line. Castro out here to the snake.
Yeah, Castro's been doing work in the snake.
This is Grayson's line over there on the Dorito side.
Uprising has been throwing some different looks out there from personnel.
Yeah.
It looks like they're going with this has kind of been mostly their starting 5. Eaton's going to get another spin. Holland's been getting a tons of spins. I don't think Borromeo or Olsen or Arnold have come off the field yet. Heavy guns off the break here for ASG Aftermath. Doesn't produce a kill.
No, 5-on-5.
Yeah, 5-on-5. Staying in the pocket. Uprising, doubling up that back center, pocketing up. ASG Aftermath releases to the white tower in the middle of the field, South Electronic spot. Looks like Uprising going to double up that spot and then launch to the middle. They filter out wide, snake side and D side, so some great secondaries here for Uprising to get a little more real estate.
Yep, and Uprising in that snake corner, able to keep Castro from getting out wide, but then drops the zone and Castro makes it out. Borromeo dies out of the middle for Uprising.
Yeah, as Graham Allroy gets into that D3, Olsen going to take over the attack after the death of Borromeo. Both teams with the body up the middle, the same spot. Hurts Brick. Uprising also gets eaten into Snake 2.
Cody Chong fills out to the snake tower. Grayson Gladstone out to the Dorito corner.
Ooh, Graham Arnold taking the early walk.
Oh, nice move by Trujillo to take out Arnold, then come get Olsen. Heads up play right there. Eaton gets into the 40 snake.
Time ticking off though, minute 25 in this 1-point game.
This is one of those snakes, if they sneak in there, the guy can do a lot of damage.
Man, if Eaton head checks inside or vice versa,
Yeah.
for ASG, then they're going to get that kill, but not able to do it. ASG Aftermath, though, attacking on that D side.
Going all the way through. Back shooting, yeah. Yeah, this is one of those fields with all that stuff in the middle, you can definitely turn the corner, right? You've got to be head on a swivel the whole time.
Aftermath doing a good job of being patient. Getting to their spots on the break. Making crisp secondaries. Not dying out of spots. When they were winning points last weekend, that's how they were doing it.
Yeah, so now Uprising going to be forced to go reckless attack, which is barely any time to work with. And down 2.
Joey Bluth yelling same five, letting his guys know that Red Legion's run the same 5 players that they've been playing the whole match.
Who you got on this one?
I don't know.
Who you got?
This is a close one. This has been a great match.
This
this
has been
is
a
really
great-
tough to call.
Yeah, it'd be hard to have a better match than
Whoever
this
shoots
today.
4 bodies on the break.
Keith Brown snake on the break. Oh, core samples. Looks like he's okay. Hoppers turn around backwards. Looks like he's all right. Lose their first attacker, the D side. 5-on-4 advantage for Red Legion.
And Legion attacking that middle of the field, so
Damage with nobody on the D side, Matt. Todd, what do you think?
I think that if they don't keep Karslev from getting out there, he's going to come quick, but Brian Smith sneaks up into the Dorito side wedge. He's up over the top.
Yeah, I think they know he's there.
Smith knows he's there now. But tucks in just in time to save his life from Smith's gun. Oh, nope. Smith does that kill, so Kirill taking the walk here for Legion. 2 minutes and 30 seconds left. Malloy and Snake 1. He's got J-Rab right beside him. Here comes Karslev attacking on the D side, trying to get the drop in on Smith.
I love it when Karslev is on, because he just goes, man. As soon as he found out where Smith was, he just went from Dorito 1 all the way to Dorito 4.
Smith does have a little bit of help, damage with the body in that backfield at the can. And it's Jason Edwards. Jason Edwards just rolling his gun left-handed down that line, trying to keep Karslev honest over there.
Well, Malloy and J-Rab are kind of playing a little slow, methodical over here, staying alive, controlling it, as Karslev is attacking on that D side. So kind of the tale of two teams here.
Down under 2 minutes to play.
1 point difference. Sorry, I can't see the scoreboard.
Yeah,
Legion's up by
3-2.
one, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Man, great game. It's going to be hard to have a better match than this today. I mean, the bar has been set pretty high.
Still got
All you teams are out there.
A lot of paintball to go.
Step up.
Karslev on that D side into D4, just laying down essentially on the grass, try to get a lower angle.
Yeah. Easy to tell who's got the ball here for Tampa Bay Damage, right? It's Keith Brown.
And you can see on the right-hand side of your screen how tucked in Brian Smith is into that spot.
Yeah, Jason Edwards was protecting Brian Smith, who was just getting buried. But here comes Karslev with the move.
Keith
get
is
Brian
still
Smith
working
out.
on his gun.
Yeah, so that zone got dropped, and that allowed Karslev to come through. Ref going to give him a check, but he did get the shot in on Brian Smith, and then now Jason's got his gun that way again.
Yeah, Jason really just needed to protect Brian Smith over there because Brian Smith couldn't fight. Karslev had the gun dominance. He's going to make it
kinda
about
just
to the
waiting to
corner
die there.
now.
Great fill out to that corner. Keith Brown's got his gun up again. Tampa Bay Damage with 2 snake side, 1 Dorito corner.
39 seconds left to go here.
Yeah, Red Legion with Dorito 5, snake side tower, 50 snake. Keith Brown going outside in to get up to snake 2.
Yeah, I mean, Tampa Bay, just 2 bodies in the backfield. Now going to launch and release. It's just 25 seconds left to go to put that tight point on the board. They're going to get the shot in on Karslev. That does open up the D side, but I don't think they have enough time to work with. They still have 3 bodies to work out.
Yeah, it's still too much.
Yeah, Karslev didn't need to battle there, right? He just needed to stay alive. 10 seconds, though.
Yeah,
J-Rab's alive.
1 point lead.
J-Rab takes one. Sergey's still alive. 3, 2, 1.
Not able,
enough time.
just not enough time.
Wow.
If
That
they
was a good match.
needed 2, maybe 3 more seconds. So the win is going to go to Legion in their first match. They are 1-0. Tampa Bay will finish day 1, 1-1, but still with a big positive point spread. As it was a 1-point loss, so still sitting at 1-1 with a +5.
Yeah. And Karslev, if he'd have just stayed alive, that wouldn't even have been close, right?
Yeah, he
Karslev
just hit
tried
over
to-
there, right?
Yeah, just hide.
That's what I was saying. J-Rab and Britnikoff are over here playing really slow, really smart, really methodical. Karslev's over there just gunfight.
Yeah. And, you know, you look at the beginning points of this game, right? Damage had control of a lot of those points and just let some wild rush and do some crazy stuff and, you know, through some of those ways. They win a lot of those points with 1 body left, right? So, I mean, Damage very easily could have been a little bit more controlled, but did get a lot of benefits off those crazy moves early in the points from the Russians. So
5-on-5 breakout for Uprising and Aftermath. Uprising attacking on the snake. Aftermath player getting a check in the small temple. If he is hit, he might get a penalty.
And this is what you want to see out of Uprising. Finally starting to attack.
Which
But-
they do really well. When they go offensively, they do really well. 5-on-1 here.
I mean, looks like they're going to get this point here with 33 seconds left, so very fast point from Uprising. As long as Graham Arnold is clean, he's going to do the dance for the ref.
But very easily had the same opportunity to do that in that overtime point against Houston Heat.
100%.
Right? But they didn't. Right? They knew that Aftermath was going to sit in the pocket. Right? That time they attacked. They went straight up to the Dorito side wedge, came straight into the snake, came all the way down. They had the same opportunity to do those things in plenty of times in that match. But when they see a team like Houston Heat, I think it psychs them out a little bit.
It's the
right?
opposite,
They don't want to
though,
risk
right?
that.
If you're going to go fight against a guy who's bigger and stronger than you are, don't wait for him to punch you in the face a few times, right? Run up there, hit him as many times as you can, and finish that fight. Because the longer the fight goes, the worse it is for you, right? If you're playing against a better team, the longer and slower that match is, the less chance you have to win, right? Especially when you're a good team like Uprising is a good team on the move, right? React and scramble ball, they play really well. And you're not going to sit there and play a longer, smarter point than Tampa Bay Damage, Impact, Heat, Dynasty, you know, all those top teams.
Yeah, and Russian Legion's playing the way that we've asked everybody to play for a really long time, which is just send it point after point after point, you know, and they made it.
We got a bit of an argument here. Is Joey Blue, so the two big men, Joey Blute's pretty big, and Sergey's really big, and they're in a pretty big argument right now here.
Yeah, but I think Sergey likes punching people more than Joey does, for sure. Kind of calling the kettle black over here.
Well, got two big guys. They're having a pretty respectful argument for the most part.
Did you notice that one of them walked away from the other one, though?
Yeah, I'm just saying, you know, like how many times have we seen where a guy does the slow walk off? It drives me bananas.
Oh, yeah.
Completely bananas. And a point like that, you get upset because, you know, a guy didn't walk off right when he got shot, you know, but like everybody does that now. You tell the refs, hey, man, it's going to be a close point at the end there. Can you make sure these guys walk off? And everybody always does the slow walk off.
Slow walk off in the point. Like, oh, no, I got that guy. I got that guy. You're like, dude, what are you doing?
Yeah. But, I mean, that's a hard one to complain about because, you know, I've definitely seen Damage do that plenty of times. And I'm not just pointing the finger at Damage. Tons of teams
Everyone's
do that.
going to do that.
Everybody does
if it gives you the advantage, which it does.
Yeah. And it's frustrating, but it's the referee's job to control that.
Yeah. Can they do it? Another 30-second point. We'll see. Uprising is going to launch after going heavy guns. They are losing that first body up the middle. They take the 50-yard line and doubled up.
3-on-3, Matt.
Yeah, 3-on-3 situation. They're shooting some bodies, and here comes the attack on the D side. Graham Arnold cuts inside. They have a double dose of the attackers in the middle.
Uprising.
They do shoot two more, so it's a 2-on-2 situation. Little head check of the clock for Shane Howell, and here comes Graham Arnold. He's going to launch into a gun, though.
Yeah, they didn't know the snake is hot.
And then Shane Howell also shot as well, too. So, hey, they died on their shields, but it is going to be a victory here for Aftermath. Oh, we're going to get another argument. The head referee said, don't yell at me. I didn't see any penalties. You guys see any penalties?
Nope, no penalties. It's actually been kind of penalty-less this morning. Like, we've had that one, right?
Very few.
One yellow?
There was a couple, no.
Two yellows?
Yeah, we've had 2 or 3 yellows.
No reds?
No, we haven't had one major yet, which is insane.
Are the players even trying out there, Todd? I don't know. It seems like they're half-assing it to me.
Hey.
So, yeah, I think that is going to do it here. Still some arguments out there. Uprising pleading their case. Grayson Gladstone out there to kind of make sure that everything's kosher. But I think that is going to officially do it here. So Aftermath going to take a slight 1-point win against Uprising. So Uprising 0-2. They're going to be in a must-win situation tomorrow. And then Legion taking the win over Damage. Next up, though, it's going to be Infamous and Diesel. Could be a good one because Infamous desperately needs a win. They got shut out against Damage in their first point. And then Houston Heat with a 1-point win over Uprising. They're going to be taking on Blast Camp. And we will be back here. 2024 Major League Paintball Lone Star Major. I'm Matty Marshall with Todd Martinez and Rich Telford here on Go Sports. Stick with us. We are back. So there was a mistake made. One of the referees called the game early in that last one. So after a long discussion and a review, the commissioner has decided that it needs to start 2-on-2. And based on the way the rules are, they're going to start in their bunkers, but there's only 11 seconds left. And so Aftermath trying to hold on here as Uprising is going to risk the body to get into the snake with Shane Howell. He made it clean, but then he got shot. And here comes the launch and go inside for Graham Arnold. I think Graham Arnold is going to be able to steal it.
That's awesome.
At
that
the
was
last
amazing.
second. So Graham Arnold, the hero here to, I believe, tie this game up. That should make it 3-3. And I believe we're going to head to an overtime. Unbelievable situation here. So Graham Arnold, the chaos. So Shane comes and jumps over the snake. The gun from the back center turns. And Graham Arnold runs through, shoots that player into the ground, hits the buzzer to tie the game. Now we're going to head to an overtime. Maybe Uprising can shock Aftermath here and steal a win after all this chaos.
Just the way they drew it up. Hey, guys, we're at practice. We're having an 11-second accidental buzzer beater. Okay. This is what we're going to do.
We're going to set up the situation is ref mistake, okay? The game gets called early. We're going to go 2-on-2. Everyone get in their bunkers, and we're only putting 11 seconds on the board. No one practiced that.
Nobody practiced that.
They're going through they're going through the playbook like no. We have nothing for this, guys.
You're
Just
gonna
go.
have to get pretty deep into
react.
the playbook. That's like page 1,000 of the playbook right there.
Yeah.
But Graham Arnold, man, he did it. He got it done.
If it keeps going like this, it's going to be a long day. We've had 4 big delays now so far?
Yeah, and the weather's coming still.
Gotta get that dinner order in.
I'm going to take a steak.
Yeah, me too. Steak and potatoes.
Medium rare.
Yeah. I'll go. Yeah, medium.
Is there a vegan option?
Yeah, it's steak. Medium rare.
Perfect.
Yeah, it's a soy-based steak. Todd, we'll get you that.
Nice.
So,
Are you vegan?
So this is a huge moment for Uprising, and they're going to send, I believe, the same crew out. So Ageless Wonder, Shane Howell, Borromeo, Eaton, Arnold, 4 bodies so far for Uprising, heading to this overtime point.
Can I say
Olsen.
something?
Of course you can, Rich. That's why we pay you.
What got Uprising back into this match?
You tell me.
Them playing aggressively.
You
right?
said, can I say something, but then you asked me a question.
Right. So, but what they didn't do well early in the match was hide in the back and lose points, right?
Yes.
As soon as they switched and scored good offense because they were down on points, they started winning points. They won 3 points in a row, right? And whether they win this next point or not could have a lot to do with what kind of mentality they come out with. Are they going to sit back and try to dink out people, or are they going to just press the advantage and try to win aggressively?
That is a really good point. Because they did not do that in that game against, in that close loss against Houston Heat. And Todd, you were talking about that. And all of a sudden they start playing with the reckless abandonment that it is needed to be elite. And lo and behold, here we are.
You just have to play your game all the time, right? We know that they're capable of that. It's like what we saw out of, and tell me if I'm wrong, it's what we saw out of the finals in Vegas. Up 3-0, never been there before, right? How did you get there? Was it by playing in the back and not going anywhere?
Nope.
Or was it by attacking, playing your game, keeping the foot on the gas pedal?
So, pretty solid lineup out. Looks like they're going with Grayson's line, Cody Chong, Castro, Woodruff. Uprising here on your screen, 22 seconds before the start of this overtime point. Can Uprising utilize this momentum from Graham Arnold? That last second buzzer hit in a very, very chaotic moment. Or is Aftermath going to clock in here? Aftermath been pretty successful for this young team. 4th place at the last event. Here we go. On the breakout. Uprising staying in the pocket a little bit more there on the right-hand side of your screen.
Aftermath takes both corners.
Yeah, able to take both corners. They double up that back center to go a little heavy guns. Grayson here, Grayson Gladstone into D1 as we throw 5 minutes on the clock.
Aftermath dropping their first body, though, Matt. Still in better field position when 1 in the Hertz bunker and 2 in the corners. Uprising losing their first player.
They lose 2.
Oh, losing 2.
They lose the Tower and the Aztec, so it was a 5-on-4 situation, but then 2 quick gunfight losses for Uprising throws the body count back to ASG Aftermath, and they're going to lose Olsen as well too. I don't see any penalty flags either.
No,
There's
4 on
3
2
deaths, now a 4th.
Now 4
on 1.
Survivability rough for Uprising here in this overtime.
But again, in those back spots, they don't seem to do as well as they do when they're up in the attacking positions.
Yeah. And Aftermath didn't go anywhere. They took the corners, very shootable spots, right? And then just shot 3 dudes from those spots. Trujillo went up the middle.
Oh, that's got to be a penalty.
Yeah, major or minor assessed on Castro. It's
Yeah.
going to be a major penalty thrown here on Castro.
That was well deserved too. It was a 4-on-1, right? You don't have to cheat when it's a 4-on-1, right? You have enough confidence in your team to walk out and let your guys win the point.
One-on-ones?
I think we're going to. How many bodies were there to pull?
I thought there was enough bodies, but based on the body language of the Aftermath guys, possibly there was not. It looks like there's 3 bodies and Castro, so there should have been enough bodies.
Well, it might have been
out.
a gross major because Castro, if he was hit, he was rubbing up against that bunker and, again, quote unquote,
Digging in
potentially
that
hiding
bunker.
a hit.
Yeah.
And the referee took him a while to kind of peel his body off of it to give him a check.
And he did
So
it
might
right
have been a gross
in front
major.
of the head ref on the field, like staring down at you. Saw you get shot, and then you saw you crawl into the bunker. Like, you don't really give him a choice, right?
Yeah.
And again, if you're down, right, if it's 1-on-4, you got to do what you got to do. But when it's 4-on-1,
On the scoreboard, point to Seattle Uprising, and that is just an absolutely terrible mistake here for, I believe that was Castro with a potential gross major. Don't quote me on that quite yet.
the Aftermath is signaling to their guys on the field to go hit the buzzer, but I don't think that's going to help any. Aftermath does still have 1 live player, I think, on the field. Maybe not. I can't tell. Sorry, guys. They are pod runners out there already, though, too, so I'm guessing the point's over. Yeah, referees coming off the field.
The referees are coming off the field.
Yeah.
Aftermath is still hanging out. They don't want to come off the field, but
Say it ain't so.
But seriously, right?
So-
Like, that's the example, the exact example of, like, there are times when if you get a penalty, you're like, hey, man, you did what you had to do, right? Like, there was 2 of us, there were 25 of them. You were wheeling and dealing. We were down by 8 points. That's what you got to do, right? But in a tie game with 4 of your buddies on the field with you, or 3 buddies with you against 1 other dude, that's not the time to do that, right? You like, hey, great shot. My friends are going to tear you up now.
3 referees and the head ref looking right at you.
Yeah, and again, Castro's really coming into his own. He's becoming a really, really good snake player, but that's just one of those mental mistakes that we all make, right? He's hopefully going to learn from it. I'm sure Ramirez will give him a little gentle nudge in that direction.
So that is going to do it. Next set coming up is going to be Infamous and AC Diesel, Houston Heat and Blast Camp here at the 2024 NXL Major League Paintball Lone Star Major. Maddie with Tom Martinez and Rich Telford here on Go Sports. Make sure you head to gosports.com to watch the rest of this battle, the 20 best teams in the world throwing down here, a little outside of Dallas, Texas. We'll be back.